Hey guys! Pieguyrulz isn't here right now. No, AJ is speaking right now. Me, as a person, not a YouTuber, as a person. I want to share some of my personal experiences within the past year with you guys, because I've tweeted about it. Some of you who follow me on Twitter know, but a lot of you don't. I went to college this past year for my first year, and I went to a school in New York City. For the purposes of these videos, we will be calling it University X, or X University, whatever. I don't want to give away the name of the school. I'm not going to give away the names of any of the people or anything like that, but I am going to be telling you stories about my last year as a college student. I had a miserable time. I had an absolute miserable time, and some of the things that happened were just absolutely awful and made me feel really bad. So parts of this past year when I was releasing a lot of videos, that was me trying to keep myself happy and upbeat. And then the times when there were gaps in videos were when, because of certain circumstances with my living situation and everything, I wasn't able to make videos, and it just made my situation a little bit worse. But I want you guys to laugh at some of these stories, because I want to laugh. As stories, they're funny. Some of them are really funny, and so laugh. But also remember the fact that this was my life for the past year, and it was pretty bad. And I also want you guys to learn a little bit something about human nature, about stuff that happens outside of high school, and about stuff to look for when you look for a college. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to tell you what school I went to, but I will tell you the qualities of the school and just what you need to look for when you look for a school. So, I guess, let's start with, a lot of these things are going to be about the students. So let's start with the biggest things: lying, cheating, and stealing. Now this is just kind of a blanket term for a lot of the stuff that happened at the school. First of all, cheating. I hate cheaters. I really do. People who cheat on tests and stuff, it's not okay. It's not cool. You know, when you cheat on tests, it hurts the curve. It hurts, the learning. Because let's say there's a teacher or a professor who was really bad at his job. Let's just say, or maybe he's good at his job, but maybe he did a bad job, this past month. Bad job explaining something. And so I had a professor that was like, if you guys do really badly, we won't count the test. Maybe I'll change something. He'll look and see if all the class failed, then he'll do something different. Of course, when kids cheat, then the kids that cheat get good grades, and the kids that don't get bad grades, and that just tells the teacher, well, I must be doing something right for, half the kids to be getting really good grades. The other half must just be slackers. Makes me look bad, really, as an honest kid. And I've had some professors that were upfront in the fact that, they're going to watch us during the test, they're going to make sure we don't cheat. If we cheat once, we're out, we're done, we failed the class, and possibly, get rejected from the school. But I've also had professors who are older, they don't allow cheating, but because they're older, they don't even think, because the kids are so nice to them, because these scummy kids just lie to them and are like, oh, you're the greatest professor, they suck up to them, and then they cheat, and so the professor doesn't, is like, oh, none of these kids are going to cheat, so his head's down during all the tests, he lets the kids sit next to each other. He lets them, my Italian class was the absolute worst case of this, where there were kids with cell phones on their desks during tests. I would purposely not show up early to class, because if I showed up even 5 minutes before the professor got there, the kids would discuss how they were going to cheat. And this is a lot of the kids in the class. And it's just ridiculous. And I mean, what could I do, really? I could tell the professor, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't have any solid proof. It'd just be my word, and then it wouldn't lead to anything good. And I mean, that class was the absolute worst example of it. And what's worse is that, these kids, here's the lying thing. Like I said, they lie to him, and they lie right to his face, and that's just awful. And there's a lot of lying that goes around the school. Like kids just lie about each other, kids lie about their classes, kids lie about their grades, kids lie about what they know. It's just a lot of that, and stealing. There's a lot of plagiarism. I heard in my critical writing class there was a kid who he wasn't from here. He was from like Austria or something. He was coming here, and when asked why he was here, he's like, "Oh, I just want American citizenship. That's why he went to this school." Okay. And so whenever the professor would leave the room, he would talk about how he's going to get these other people to write his test for or write his papers for him and stuff. And it's just like, and look, there's going to be stuff like this any school you go to. There's going to be this to a degree. However, I have met, of all the kids that I ran into at that school, at University X, I would say about 80% of the kids that I personally interacted with were cheaters. And you know, much worse, but we'll get into the drugs another time. And I mean, just such a statistical large amount. And I mean, there are kids, you know, you walk through the halls, you hear about kids talking about cheating. You know, they don't even pretend. They don't even hide the fact that they're cheaters. And that's the craziest thing. It's like in high school, you know, if you said something like, you know, cheating is wrong, kids would be like, yeah, no, cheating is wrong. Some of those kids would probably go on and cheat anyway. However, if you said cheating is wrong here, well, at University X, they would be like, dude, don't be like that, you know. We gotta cheat, you know, like, it's just it's really not cool. And before you ask, by the way, I'm going to a different school this coming year. I have been accepted into a really awesome school, so I'm out. And then the stealing part, I was just kind of wrapping this up. This is mostly about cheating, but this is just kind of an intro to the quality of students at this school, the quality of the people that went there. The absolute worst, most like disgusting thing that I've heard from a student. There's a lot more to this conversation and a lot more to this story that I'll probably get into when I get into the drug thing. I was sitting outside of class because we were having meetings with the professor one-on-one, and so the rest of the class had to sit right outside, and I was sitting there with the rest of the kids, and unfortunately I had to hear their conversation, and their conversation was a bit about drugs, and again I'll get more into that, but it rounded off with this one girl talking about how bragging about how she stole toilet paper from her high school. Bragging to the kids, who were impressed, mind you, about how she stole toilet paper from her city high school. I don't get it. I really don't get it. What is cool about stealing toilet paper? Look, stealing isn't cool in general, but if you're going to tell a story about, you know, like if you said you stole a car, I'd be impressed. You know, I'd think you're a degenerate, but I'd be impressed. If you said you stole toilet paper, I'd be like, really? Like, are you that pathetic? Seriously? Can you not afford toilet paper? First of all, toilet paper in public schools is cheap anyway. It's bad toilet paper. Second of all, think about the fact that you stole toilet paper, so the next girl that goes in there isn't going to be able to wipe. You know, like, how low is that? It's just, and then the fact that she's bragging about this, and the kids are impressed. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, that sets the stage here for the quality of students at this school. The fact that apparently stealing toilet paper is really cool and something to be bragged about. Well, that's it for this installment. If you liked this series, let me know. I will be doing a few more of these videos, and I'm just trying to be real with you guys. This is a means of therapy for me to get out all the frustration that's happened in the past year. Now that I've survived it, I'm past it. I want to share it. So that's about it. AJ out.